Hello, welcome. This is Anabrese. Thank you for being here and welcome back to another video. And today's topic is going to be about establishing healthy boundaries within romantic partnerships as an empath. So it's a very juicy topic and one that is close to my heart because I've been personally learning a lot of lessons in this area in the last few months. And it's an ongoing kind of thing that we've all got to learn to get better at within our own relationships. So first of all, I wanted to just talk about the difference between romantic relationships and friendships and how showing up in both of those different types of relationships can ask different things of us, and we might end up feeling more comfortable in our friendships than in our romantic relationships. So why is that? That's because when we establish a connection with a romantic partner, a lot of other things come into play, and it's usually we create a dynamic in our romantic relationships, and so it's more likely there's just more emotions involved. Because there's more emotions involved and because we love that person and they love us, there's a lot more sort of tiptoeing behavior because we don't want to upset our partner by being truthful or honest when we need to be. So a lot of the time empaths will hold back and put other people's needs before their own. And this is really damaging to our own empowerment, and it can basically affect how we feel within our connections. So we can go from being a very confident, empowered person entering a relationship, and then a few months later, a couple of years later, we just like become, very disempowered and damaged. And that's because we haven't set healthy boundaries within those connections as empaths. And also because we do take on a lot of other people's baggage. And, if we're with someone that's not doing the inner work, that's not working on healing and clearing out their own limited programs, then we're going to also sort of absorb some of that. So it's really important that as an empath on the awakening spiritual path, that we're communicating really well with our partner and that we're both sort of on the same page and that we're both able to have those discussions that talk about behaviors, talk about programming, learned behaviors, how our parents showed up together in their relationship, because quite often we end up mimicking what we learned from our parents' relationship. And so when we go into a romantic relationship with someone, we really have to have that open, honest communication and trust and the ability, the emotional maturity to be able to, hear the truth, hear other people's observations of our behavior and vice versa. So it's not like a one-way street. It's about two people choosing to be on a conscious path. Because basically the purpose of relationship is to be in union, with our partner and enjoy life together. And if things start coming up that we pull away and we start, creating that distance within our connection, then it's just, we're just going to drift and, we're not going to have that true intimate connection that we desire with our partners. And neither are they. So it's important to be able to discern when we're, displaying learned behaviors. What did we learn from our parents? So that's a good discussion to have with your partner, and just play with it. It's like, well, just understand where some of our learned behaviors might have come from, or where we felt disempowered when we were growing up. And usually these are things that will be communicated and shared in a partnership. But something that as empaths we need to be careful of is not always putting the other person's needs before our own, because I know that it's something that we're used to doing. And if you're watching this video, you might be someone that's on a path of purpose and service. So if you're on a service-based path and you want to help other people, then there's a probability that you're also with a partner and also supporting them because of your empathy and your wisdom, as a spiritual awakened soul. So you have a lot to give. You have a lot to give in a relationship, and just make sure that you're being valued for what you bring to the relationship. And don't get caught up in martyrdom. I don't know if I can say that properly. Don't be a martyr, and always be putting the other person's needs before your own, or too afraid to have that conversation because you're afraid of hurting their feelings. This won't be good in the long term, because what will happen is it will build up. Little niggles, if they don't get attended to, they'll build up and then they'll all explode at once. So I want to try and avoid big dramas in our relationships, and communication is the key with all relationships. So clearly communicate, and especially if there's behavior that's going on or a dynamic, if you notice that there's a dynamic playing out where you're just feeling like disempowered or something, then have that chat. Be courageous enough to speak up to your partner. And I'm sitting here encouraging you because I was that person as well, and spent many years in a relationship where most of the nitpicking was on me. Rather than I allowed them to call me out, but I didn't call them out. And it's really important to, and by call them out, I mean it's really just ego behaviors. When we spot ego behaviors, it's or something that feels like an injustice, or disrespectful. Mainly for me it's about disrespect, because we often go into relationships with huge expectations of this person being X, Y, and Z. And then of course they're not, because people are human and we've all got faults. We've all got, learned behaviors and tendencies. And it's the ability to love unconditionally through all of that is true relationship. It's like the ability to be there, to show up no matter what. And so when challenges do arise, that's part of the beauty. It's see it as a good thing. It's not a negative thing when you have to have that talk, or discussion with your partner. So it's also a perspective shift. If you can come from a place that's not reactive, but always ask yourself, am I coming from a place of love? And that will always keep you right. So as long as you're speaking and trying to communicate, endeavouring to communicate from a place of love, then that's the best that you can do. And if that person is reactive and not willing to listen or hear you out, then that's another issue that has to be talked about. And you do need someone that will work with you. You need to be a team. So it's important that both people are willing to put themselves on the line, basically put their egos on the line when there's a problem. If the other person is unhappy because of something that's going on, then they need to be able to talk about that in an open, safe space where they feel they can be heard and not judged. So it's never about judging what anybody says. It's really just about self-inquiry. It's about self-inquiry and understanding. And when you come from that place, then, there's no right or wrong. There's just, we're on this journey together, we're evolving souls, so let's just discover together, and that can be exciting, if you both agree to be on that journey together. It's like, yeah, let's do this, So clearly communicate whenever you feel disempowered or upset or whatever, without it being a judgment. It's not that your partner's doing something wrong. It's about, oh, this is how I feel when this happens because, and then where did it come from? Maybe it's a learned behavior. What is it? Is there any truth to this? Because sometimes it is just our inner child, felt neglected when we were 5 years old, and our partner does something or ignores us, and that rejection comes up. So these emotions come up to be healed, and brought into the light of awareness, brought into the light of consciousness today, so that they can be healed and forgiven and, just loved into dissolution, because love is the great healer. So as long as we're coming from a place of love, then there's no end to what healing can be achieved. So clear communication. And the last thing I wanted to just mention as well is that if you do feel like you've got this blockage in communicating with your partner, then I would suggest that you look into throat chakra healing. There's plenty of YouTube sound healings sessions on YouTube that cover frequencies that can help to open up the throat chakra, and also sing, chant, get vocal when you're not with your partner. Practice, speaking up and using your voice. It is a process. Many of us have been suppressed, especially, feminines, sensitive souls. Many of us have suppressed our voices for years and years and years, and probably lifetimes. And, part of our own awakening journey is to start to clear the blockages and start to own our voice and start to, be able to feel free, feel safe. It is safe now, because this goes back centuries, like to, the time of when, healers and were burned as witches and stuff like that. And so we're in the age of Aquarius, and we're here now to be able to consciously heal and purify and forgive the past, so that as a collective we can rise in consciousness, we can rise in vibration, and we can celebrate the sacred feminine. We can celebrate everybody. It's about inclusion. So we're here to evolve and, live our best lives, and to be the divine beings that are super confident and able to communicate our truth. We're allowed to do that now. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. And also, if you feel as an empath that you would like some personal support, you can check out my website, anabreseneuman.com. I'm offering women's empowerment coaching there, and I also have a soul path clarity session that you can also take with me. That is a individual personalized video session that I send to you and speak to you directly through video. So you don't have to come on and do a one-to-one with me if you don't want to. I know lots of people are very shy of that, but this gives you an experience of what a coaching session is like, and you can do it at any time of day that suits you. So basically you will communicate, where you need help, what you need help with, to your personal situation, and then I'll make a video speaking to you and sharing some insights that were helpful for you and giving you some clarity and direction for your particular challenge at this time. Okay, everyone, I'm sending you love and light. Before I go, I wanted to draw a little card for us to support us with the theme of this video, which is about creating healthy boundaries in our love relationships. And this is the Shamanic medicine cards. So let's see what guidance wants to come through. Also, if you're enjoying this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and share it with a loved one, with a friend. Share it with a friend that needs to really hear this message today, because as I say, many of us, in particular women, and not just women, it can happen, you know, it's not gender specific, but many sensitive souls have felt like they can't speak up, and it's really important that we gain our confidence and start to step into the truth of who we are. And everyone is valuable and everyone deserves to be heard and seen. Okay, so what have we got? Stone people, and it says knowing. So just let's see if that focuses. So stone people. Let's have a look at the message. I know my voice sounds a bit funny today. It's just I'm just over a flu that hit my voice actually, and I even lost my voice for a day. So there were big lessons in the throat chakra for me. So let's see, stone people. Stone people. So the subtitle is knowing. A knowing will be revealed to you. Stone people are the record keepers of the planet and hold the knowledge you now require. Connecting with these teachers stirs ancient buried memories of honouring nature and shamanic ways. You know deep within that this is the truth of who you are. You have spent many nights staring at stars, feeling the magic of a wooded grove, and hearing the whispers of the ancestors in the breeze. Great mystery surrounds stone circles. The stones hold the secrets of all they have witnessed. There are many aspects of history that are still to be discovered. Stone people brings you back to your very roots. Slow your mind to connect with this energy, and the right stone will be put in your path. It might be a tiny pebble, a rock, or a large boulder. Hold the stone so that your past is revealed and unanswered questions can come to light. Breathe in the knowledge that stone people wishes to impart. Be ready for that aha moment. I love this. It's really about kind of being open to the message or some kind of, it feels like something's going to be revealed to you, some truth or some knowing, something that you've maybe forgotten. And it could just be what I've been talking about today, which is the reminder of, you know, your divinity. You are a light. You are the light of consciousness and being. And, you know, you're here to exude that light. You're here to radiate. You're here to express through your art or whatever way feels most aligned to you. So it says, be clear about your intentions. Investigate thoroughly before proceeding. Some information you require will be presented unexpectedly. A return to study. You know more than you realize. Be open to esoteric information. Meditate at a sacred stone circle. And a little poem, it says, Stone People Speaks. Silently we've watched the past, memories saved within to last. Greet our faces in the rock, ancient knowledge to unlock. So what messages do stones have for you today? And this could also be like maybe some crystals, if you have crystals at home. Maybe you want to just, you know, you could meditate and hold the crystals in your hand. It's interesting because I went to the beach a few days ago and I sat there and I just wanted to put my bare feet on the pebbles, because we have pebble beaches here, and I just wanted to connect with the earth and have my feet on the stones. And I actually did pick up a pebble and just held it in my hand, and I felt like it was just so good to earth. You know, earthing is the practice of putting your bare feet on the grass or going to the beach on the sand, and it does something to the sort of vibration of our body and connects us to the earth, Schumann resonance. So it might be just something to do. It helps also to get out of your head and just be in your body. So any opportunity that you have, you might want to practice earthing. So look out for stones and any messages that the stone people have for you. And there is great ancient wisdom around us, all around us, if we listen and just be open to it. So namaste, my friends. Thank you for being here. I'm sending you love and light.